Alright, moving right along, we are at IXL grade 8. This is section J5, estimate percents of numbers. So this is important to be able to convert a percentage into a fraction or vice versa, because essentially that's all we're going to be doing for this section. So in this case, what's the most accurate way of doing 67%, estimating 67% of 88? So notice these are all 87, so those don't really matter in this first one. So we've said which of these is closest to 67%, and if you remember that 2/3 is 66.6% repeating, then we can come over here and find 2/3, and sure enough, that's going to be the best answer. Alright, we have 33%. Well, if 2/3 is 66%, then hopefully you realize that 1/3 is half of that, or 33% repeating. So 33% is awfully close to 1/3, so we come here down and we start finding one. There's only one that has 1/3, and 66 is pretty close to 67. Now, why 66? Because then we know that 1/3 of 66 would be 22. So that's what we're really doing. We're both checking our percentage to fraction abilities, as well as realizing that some of these numbers are pretty easy to divide if you choose the right estimator. So look at this next one. We have, well, 8% of 12. Well, 8% is pretty close to 1/10, which is our 10%. And so we come here and say, well, there's only one with 1/10, but let's double check. Since they're all 10s, sure enough, it's got to be that one. So in some of these, if we round this one up and this one down, it kind of evens out. But in other cases, like at this next one, we have 27, 27, 28, 28, well, our number is 26. So this presents a bit of an issue. But as I see here, I see 68%, so if I round that one down, this one should come up a little bit. So this one comes down to 2/3. And this one should go up to either 27 or 28. So I see, oh, we have both of those. So in this case, we only rounded this down a little bit, so we're going to just round up just a smidge, and this is going to be the more accurate of the two. All right, another set of examples. Same idea. So now we have 91% of 179. So I see 180, I see 180, 160, 160. So we're going to round this one down a little bit. So this one's got to come up just a little bit. So I already know it's got to be one of these 180s. And 90% is our closest number. So 90% is 90 out of 100, which reduces to 9/10. So sure enough, this one is our answer. Again, we're looking at the most accurate of these four given. So I could actually already eliminate these two because they're a half versus the 9/10. That's another way, is to focus on the fraction. So we have 85% of 81. These are all 80s. So all we care about is this one. Well, 85% becomes 85 over 100. Well, 3/4 is too low. 1/20 is definitely out. And this is just a little more than half, so that's no good, because this would already be 15/20 for 3/4. So it's got to be just a couple more than that. Sure enough, here we are. So a couple different ways of doing it. Examining all the fractions and eliminating the ones that you know can't be it is another good way to do it, especially for these multiple choice ones. All right, 74% is awfully close to 75%, which we should know as 3/4 or 3/4. And I see only one with 3/4, so that's got to be the answer. And again, this one rounded up a little bit, so this one has to come down, which is why these are all 16s. All right, the last example, 58%. Well, I like that as being close to 60%, which I know is 6/10. But there's no tenths here. Oh, there's only 1/10, and 6/10 is nowhere near. So I have to look at this and say, well, 1/3 is about, that's not going to do it either. So 3/5, well, sure enough, is a reduction of 6/10. So knowing your percentages and how to convert them to fractions easily is going to get you through this one.